Great. So we have with us today Dr. Dhairya Roy, who is the head of the project office for the Finance Ministry of Maharashtra as well as the Forest Ministry of Maharashtra. So Dhairya, can you start with telling us a little bit about yourself and also sharing your journey so far? So you're at a very interesting position, and I know there have been a lot of twists and turns that have gotten you here. So would love to hear your story from start to finish.
So, I think when I was young, the only thing that I knew doing was watching films, and I used to watch 4 5 films a day, not a week.
Wow.
And every Friday I would watch films. I would pay in black, me and my elder brother, and the only thing we knew is watching films and playing box cricket and watching tennis. That's it. These are the only three things. I was not a great student. I mean, my mom would always say that if you studied you would get good marks, but then that holds true for everybody. If we all study we get good marks, so I don't think that was probably bias. And I wanted to become a film director, so I did not take my education very seriously.
Mhm.
And once I finished, so I got good marks when I had to, like in my board exams. And after I finished my 10th and my 12th, I thought I'll become a film director and I'll be the greatest director in the country. I'll win an Oscar. That's what I thought.
Okay.
So, just joking. But
So have you won an Oscar?
no, no, not yet.
So
So
tell
then,
us about how you went about chasing that dream.
so once I finished my BCom, and I was with my wife. I was dating her at that time, and she was doing an MBA, and she told me to do an MBA with her, which I didn't take very seriously. So I went to US and I enrolled myself for a producer's diploma,
Okay.
and I learned filmmaking. So I made a short film that won many awards, and I wanted to assist somebody. But then, since I was dating her, I thought that assisting the director will not pay my fees and will not be a great
Interesting.
commercial, won't be a great commercial idea. So slowly and gradually, then I started moving towards marketing. And the best part about it is I learned that if at all you have to be creative in the film industry, direction is not the only job. There are a lot of other things that you can do. And I
Correct.
really started liking marketing. So I had a very interesting role in Reliance Entertainment. I used to work for Reliance Entertainment. I was a part of the script committee. So all I did now was read scripts. I used to read one script a day. I read around 280 scripts in 2 years,
Wow.
and half of them were crap. I think out of the 280, 290 scripts that I would have read, only 4 or 5 are good, which got made into films like Luck by Chance. I love the script of Luck by
Amazing.
Chance.
So you actually
And
got to pursue your dream from
yes,
being initially a BCom to then doing your MBA and then getting into to some level films.
yes, and I love doing that job. I mean, I did not see how many hours I spent at the office. I got to do what I always liked. I watched a lot of films,
Okay. So then
and
tell us about the next switch that you made. So from the film industry to now working for the finance ministry, that's again a completely different
so
move.
I worked in the film industry for close to 8 years, and I used to handle marketing and international distribution. I started working in Reliance as a senior executive. When I left the company, I was the international marketing head.
Oh wow,
So that
that's
was quite a
amazing.
good journey. And I think at that time I used to write a lot of letters. So I ended up meeting the Gujarat CM, who's now the PM. One thing led to another, and I started working in India 272, which was the political platform for the BJP, as a volunteer. And I really enjoyed reinventing myself and working on marketing platforms and working on an election platform. Through that, I got a chance, I got an offer to work with the finance ministry. And it was something really new because I understood that there is a vast difference between doing something in politics to governance. Those are two different
That's
things.
true.
My stint at Reliance really helped me because I could get the best project management practices. So in movies, everything is a deadline, and the deadline is today itself. Everything has to be done today itself. Nothing happens tomorrow. While in governance, everything happens tomorrow.
That's a
So,
very interesting difference.
so with this approach, I got my filmmaking approach in governance.
Okay.
And when I interacted with officers, I said everything has to happen today, which was very new
Wow.
with them. So my team had to work 12 hours, 14 hours, and slowly and gradually, I think everybody really enjoyed doing that because I got a very fresh perspective. I
Yeah.
did not know anything about governance, but I just knew things about project management. I think project management holds true in all the fields across all the platforms.
So that's amazing. So you brought your skills as an MBA and in the private sector to the government, right? So what advice do you have? I'm sure along the way there were some mistakes that you made. We've all made many mistakes in our careers. So what are some nuggets of advice or learnings that you have, some tips for our audience, which is essentially students in colleges and high schools across India who are looking to get work ready and one day maybe achieve some of the success that you have?
So I think the mistake that I made is I planned my career. I mean, I had a lot of long term plans and I did not focus on short term plans. So I had plans like 10 years. After 10 years, I'll do this, I'll do that. But I think you should focus more on short term plans.
Okay.
You should have a goal in mind, but the journey will depend on the short term plans.
Okay.
Focus
Interesting.
more on short term plans, focus on how you'll achieve your goal. And I mean, two advice that I'll give everybody is you got to be positive and you have to focus a lot on hard work. I think hard work is one of the most important things. In governance, I've learned, there's a very famous dialogue that when a kid is born, the kid says ma. In the government, everybody says na. So you got to know how to convert the negatives into positives.
Wow.
You got to persevere a lot. I think, I'm like a bull who keeps on hitting himself in the wall but doesn't stop. So eventually my head will break, but the wall has to break. This is how.
So a lot of persistence, a lot of hard work, a lot of positivity, and that's gotten you through a lot of the lows and helped you bounce back. That's really interesting. So one thing that I think a lot of people may not know about you is that you're also highly educated. You've accumulated several degrees across your life. You've been to Columbia, you've been to Oxford. So can you share a little bit about why you pursued those different degrees and what you took away? So one was, a pure MBA in the US, the other one was a master's. So what are some of the learnings you had?
I think if I have
for
to
those,
answer in one line, then the most important part was to pay my bills. Very, very important. But like every youngster, initially I was confused. I think everybody has that confusion in him or her. And I think the best way to face the confusion is to first admit that you are confused. Because
Okay.
nobody will have their plans crystal clear. Even my plans were not crystal clear. So initially I thought that let me be safe, let me get a few degrees. But then I realized one thing in life, that to not take any risk is to take the biggest risk. You got to
Correct.
take some risk in your career.
Yeah.
So I think my last degree at Columbia, I had a lot of fun doing that. I had a lot of fun doing that. I think that is the only degree that I really enjoyed doing, because that is what I really wanted to do. I did it for myself and I did not do it to pay my bills. So I really enjoyed doing that, and I plan to pursue another degree next year. Hopefully I can talk about it once it is done.
So
But I think you got to do things that you enjoy, and I think everybody exercises their body, but this is my way to exercise the mind.
okay, so
And
I have a question. So, having gotten to know you, I found that you're really high on energy and you're really excited. Like you said, you enjoy what you do. You would never switch off. You call people at midnight, give it suggestions, and you also wake up early and are working 24/7. So, what keeps you going? What keeps you so energetic? And how can the youth of today take inspiration and
I think
incorporate that into their lifestyle?
I think you got to do the work that you really enjoy. I really enjoy what I do. I really enjoy. So I remember once I had called you also at 12:30 to discuss something, and then people really get shocked. But I think people understand that when you have a lot of passion and a lot of energy and a lot of love for what you do, I'm obsessed about my work. So even when I go to a holiday with my wife, I think I give calls to my teammates and I irritate them and I just focus on what they are doing.
So,
I
we'll be
think
interviewing your wife next, I think,
Yes.
to get her thoughts on
So
this.
I think it is very important, one, to love what you are doing, and
Okay.
secondly, work for completion.
Okay.
So if at all I start something, then I got to finish it.
Yeah.
And to finish it, I think what is required is follow up. Because I was just telling my teammates today that I told them that even if you go to a temple, you got to ask God what you want, right? If you don't ask, you don't get.
That's
So I think persistence, follow up, keep on asking, keep on taunting, keep on getting work done.
That's amazing. Great. So, just any last thoughts, any last words of inspiration, or any of those famous one-liners
So
that you have up your
I
sleeve.
think the harder you work is the luckier you get. So keep on working as hard as possible.
That's amazing.
That's
No easy formula for
No
success.
easy formula.
Wonderful.
I think being street smart is good, but working hard has to be there. Working hard is the base.
That's great. Thank you so much,
Thank
Dhairya,
you.
and we will have you back again soon. It was
Thank you.
wonderful to have you with us. Thank you.
See?